something about the art. Let me go ahead and work on something else. Got another big idea for the original glass pieces I planned on using for this thing. Imagine if I did that. Imagine if I used this instead of that. It wouldn't have worked out. I could tell you that much right now, even though this glass right here is a lot thicker and a lot heavier than these things right here, but there's a lot more to these. There's about 15 of these little panes right here. This thing already weighs about 10 pounds, but since I couldn't clean it, I came up with another idea for this. I did studies like this before on the glass. Due to the super glue. Well, this is not super glue. This is some kind of natural element that's adherent to the glass and it can't be cleaned off. Even with a razor blade, it can't be scraped off. Glass cleaner won't get it. But this just reminds me about all those times about the super glue fogging up on the plexiglass during school. And I had this great big idea for this art piece I was going to make, this clear box out of plexiglass, just like this. And I was going to laser cut these perfect squares, so many of them that I will create a perfect square at one single time. You know, it's going to be just perfectly square, just a box of nothing but layers of plexiglass. And all I was going to do was take the super glue and just do it around the plexiglass, and that was it. And just stack them on top of each other. That was the big plan, because it was going to give this real strange foggy ghost effect on each single layer and as you overlap them. I made a study model one time. I can't remember where it is though. I think it's in one of my crates. Yeah, a little tiny thing, just a bunch of broken pieces of plexiglass. That was it. And then I saw one of the best effects I've ever seen. It was like floating clouds that were captured in an ice cube. But I got big plans for these right here today. It's probably not going to take that long to do. I'm going to get some paint. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to get some paint. I'm going to break them. I'm going to get some acrylic paint and just drip it on there, you know, like Jackson Pollock. And take them into the sink and just, I guess, pour water on it. So it kind of dilutes the paint in different locations. And then get some salt. I don't know if I have enough salt though. But get some salt and sprinkle it on top of that. So then it gives a crystalline effect in the water. And then just let it dry. And then flip it over and do another side with a different color. So the paint is not going to be completely solid. The light's going to be able to shine right through. But then the salt is going to give this weird effect right here. And then the final touches is when I add the super glue and just pile them on top of each other. But then one thing I definitely have to remember is that this glass is extremely sharp on the edges. And it's extremely thin and fragile. Which means every time it bumps against something or turns, a little piece breaks off and chips. Yeah, this might take I'd say at least 3 or 4 hours to create and make. Let's hope I can do it right. With all that super glue that's going to be in this piece, I guess you can guarantee it'll be held up pretty nicely. What else did I plan on doing? Oh yeah, one thing I got to remember is I got to reserve one single layer for both sides. Kind of like this one over here, where there's nothing on the outside layers. It's all on the inside. So I got to keep that in mind with this. That I have to reserve one single layer that has nothing on this side. So it's nice and smooth. Yeah. Let me go ahead and clean these things up just a little bit so we can dirty them all back up again. I like that the way it is. Let me go ahead and save 1 or 2 panes of glass for a different kind of art. Maybe I'll just do this later on something else. That's cool right there. Beautiful. Goes crazy. Going to be dry in a couple of hours, but I have a different concept for this. The fogginess is beautiful, but I gotta have some clear marks on it, just like this one here. It's almost like I should have sprinkled a little bit of oil on there, so the water works around it. It looks like a human figure. Dang, these things are gorgeous. Totally forgot about how to do this though. Look, there's a handprint. There's a baby's hand right there. There's a thumb. Or is it a footprint? There's a ball of the foot. Talk about Da Vinci style. Totally forgot how to do this. It's almost like they're stepping on the glass from the other side. Yeah, if the haze is a little bit too much, I'm going to do one single swipe of a cloth. Maybe one little tiny bit of glass cleaner or something like that to try to bring some clear marks in it. Just like that. And try my best not to destroy other things. Don't know about that. That was the first one I did right here. Gorgeous. Look at that. Man. Still drying off. And the red one's turning kind of pink. Go figure. So I got to get some clear marks on these things, some clear spots so I can play with the light. Let me go ahead and let them dry. Could never figure out what to use this for after I found it a long time ago in a dumpster. Not really in the mood to use it as a tabletop, but I have better ideas. I said I was going to try to save 1 or 2. But I have it in my hand right here. Let me go ahead and create a different kind of art piece. Let me combine some colors on this. And then wash it off. See what kind of mixes we can get. Well, it's just an experiment. I mean, I can always scrape it off later. If it didn't work out. Let me go ahead and run this thing under the water. Dang. I'm going to go ahead and drop some stuff on here. Some water. Try to get a better effect. But that's dang cool. Looks like a pizza. And add the salt in a minute. Well, I know exactly what to do with these things now, as far as bringing out the clear spots. Just like that. Not too many though. Hey, there's another foot. But there's the answer right there. All I gotta do is just get my finger damp and just run my finger like a road map or something, intertwining around some of the geometries within the pieces. Not take out too much detail. That's the last thing I want. I mean, it comes right off, which is a good thing too. Wish I was doing more than this on New Year's Eve 2021. Should be hanging out with multiple ladies. Because what a shame. Time is a wasting. When am I going to get back into the game? As ancient as I am. Seems as if all I'm doing tonight is just getting ready for tomorrow. Got this to work on tomorrow. Going to be a large, heavy object. Going to Jenga the crap out of this. As you can tell, there's a crap load of blue compared to everything else. Just having fun, that's all. Just having a good time. Isn't that right? Gotta find a way to get more glass. The effects are immaculate. Can't see because of my reflection. Just a little art piece, the one I've been working on most of the day. Oops, don't bust anything. Art everywhere. I told you I usually have about close to 10 projects going at one single time. And everything is usually 99% done. Gotta find a frame for this one. Some kind of thing to cover up the rough edges. Well, the sharp, smooth edges, that is. Gotta figure that one out. It's another one of my light boxes. This thing weighs a ton. Do not drop this thing. Sits in front of the window. Dang thing weighs about 12 pounds. Nothing like that art. Objects worth a few $100,000. We'll take that back, a few thousand. How about that? Art at every angle. Let's pray that 2022 is going to be a very artistic year for us. Reference picture. It's almost like it was meant to be. Talk about a different kind of selfie. Countdown is on. I was trying to go to bed before it happened, though. So it won't make me feel left out. But they're going to be blowing out those fireworks and firecrackers for the next hour and a half, 2 hours. Let me move this out of the way. And turn off the lights. Hold on. Get a load of this. Well, first off, let me turn off the camera. Turn off the flashlight to give you a better idea about what's going down right here. I just made a big discovery in my own piece. Get a load of this. Get a load of this light show right here. A different kind of painting. I just started playing around with the light to see what it was going to do as it was passed through. And it alters every single layer when you go up and down. Hold on, I gotta get this thing right. As it shines through the layers of glass. Look at the effect that this thing gives. Talk about a motion painting. Different kind of light show. I think I just made a perfect discovery on how you can create a different kind of painting, a motion painting, by layering glass and acrylic paint. But how would I ever make it work? I mean, it's working now because I'm doing it. I'm talking about something that's endless. Motion painting, the painting that changes with every motion of light around it, inside of it. It changes every single time to something else. Different kind of art concept right there. Let me go ahead and do it along the sides. I think it was better when it was on the sides. Hold on, let me get this right. Got to remember the glass is extremely sharp. Dang. And of course it's the same on the other side. Nothing like creating art. A new discovery can be made inside the art itself, after it's created, while it's created, and before it's created. Objects worth $600,000. I'm looking at the art. Dang, beautiful. It's almost like I need to be snapping pictures and not fooling around. I don't want to miss anything. Picture's worth $800,000. Hold on, I wonder what it's like on the other side. This stuff is going to be sharp. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Don't want to knock anything over on the other side. As you can tell, I love playing with light and everything else involved with it. I know you're bored to tears. Oh yeah, I forgot it was on just as good on this side. Ha, look at that. Hope I don't scare you with my videos. I can't help who I am. Dang. I'm an artiste. What else do artists do besides create? Looks like the universe. What is it like on the side? Probably just the same. Where you gonna go? You're gonna say, Da Vinci, go back. I just saw something. Yeah, what'd you see? Did you see that? I'm taking pictures of my own art. Beautiful. You're throwing your arms up in the air. Da Vinci, you've been smoking on the good stuff again? You've been drinking? No, this is just who I am. Dang, look at that. Look at the brightness on the top right hand side. Love making those discoveries within art, guided by art itself. Looks like a Monet painting. Would I consider doing more of these? I don't know. Because if I did, then that means this will not be one of a kind. But then I'm also handing off the knowledge to you. So you can create many more. At a larger scale than I can, really. And you can make millions off of them. Inside lobbies at a hotel, art shows, museums, theaters, somebody's house, an office building, a library. I guess you're going to have to use the sun on the much larger versions, so as the sun cuts across over the top and on the sides there in different seasons. A different time of day you'll get something different to look at. A different piece of art guided by glass and paint and adhesives. 8:30 a.m. 9:02 12:17 1:46 3:21 7:16. The heck do I get myself into? The love for art, that is. See you later.